Hi, my name is John Vincible, and this is STEM Wire, the weekly webcast bringing you the latest STEM-related news stories from around the world. And today's episode is all about the 2013 Google I/O event, and I'm just going to recap it for you. If you guys didn't know, Google I/O is the annual 3-day conference for all things Google-related. It started on Wednesday and it ends today, so today is a perfect day to recap its biggest announcements. It was mostly a software show this year, and one of the biggest themes was consolidating existing Google apps, including a new one they call Google Hangouts. You're probably thinking Google Hangouts is already a thing, and you'd be right in that. Web chat thing is included in Google Hangouts, but they're consolidating all of their chat-based apps like Google Talk, Google Plus Messenger, and Google Voice into a new app available for Android and iOS called Google Hangouts. It's also available for Chrome OS and Gmail. There's no SMS option at this time, but with Google consolidating everything that you do related to chat, I have no doubt that it's only a matter of time before SMS is included as well. Next up is a huge overhaul to Google Maps for your desktop, soon to be an overhaul for your iOS and Android devices as well. They've made Google Maps full screen. They've gotten rid of the white bar on the left side, and instead the Google cards you may be familiar with from Google Now are taking over all the information-based stuff. If you click the annotation that's on screen, you can see Google's own promotional video on YouTube for Google Maps, and it goes over all the features. One of the biggest changes though is that when you click a destination, it tailors the whole map, including other destinations on the map, to the destination you've selected. And just like Google Now, the more you use Google Maps, the more it can recommend and tailor your maps to you. And as you've probably suspected, it uses Google's own Zagat service and Google Plus to recommend things on the maps that your friends have liked. Just like Google's integrating all of their messaging services into Google Hangouts, they're integrating all of their map and Earth-like services into Google Maps, because Google Earth and Google Street View are now completely integrated into Google Maps. In retrospect, it seems pretty obvious this was the direction they were going to take, integrating all of their various chat apps into one and all of their various map apps into one. Next up is some pretty big changes to Google Plus that rolled out on Wednesday. As soon as you launch Google Plus, you'll notice the Facebook-like single-column view has been replaced by the completely original Pinterest-looking view. It may not be a completely original way to view your social media content, but it is a fantastic way to view your social media content. It just makes it really dynamic and interesting. One of the biggest additions to Google Plus is new photo-enhancing features that Google is touting as auto-awesome. There are several features that Google Plus will automatically apply to your photos, such as enhancing contrast and removing wrinkles, and you can always undo them if you don't like the effects. It'll even go so far as to create little animations out of your photos, make panoramic shots, or even edit a group shot so that everyone in it looks their best. Auto-awesome actually seems pretty applicable because of how much automation it's applying to your photos, and hopefully people who take a ton of photos are just going to have a lot more fun with them rather than sorting through and editing a multitude of photos. Auto awesome is probably not something that serious photographers will use, but for amateur photographers, people that are all over social media, I think they're really going to make use of that feature. Next up is a new feature for the Google Play Music service called Google Play Music All Access, and it's Google's answer to Spotify. It includes a 30-day free trial, and if you sign up before July, you can actually get it for $7.99 a month. I'm a big fan of the Google Play Music web app and the Android app. The only problem is it's not available on iOS or Windows Phone 8, so if you don't have an Android phone, you're going to be listening only on your computer. This kind of gives Spotify the edge by a long shot, in my opinion. Now, I currently have an Android phone, but if I want to upgrade to a Windows 8 phone in the future, which I do, I wouldn't be able to use the Google Play Music service anymore, and I'd probably have to go back to Spotify, so there's not a whole lot of incentive for me at this point to use the Google Play Music service. As for hardware, I did say it was mostly a software show this year. The only hardware they really announced was an unlocked Samsung Galaxy S4 that they're going to sell for $650. This was not the Nexus 4 follow-up that I was hoping for. It will have LTE support, be available on AT&T and T-Mobile, and the fact that it runs vanilla Android, not Samsung's TouchWiz, is really appealing to me because I really don't like the OEM overlays, but the $650 price point, that's not a Nexus 4. We didn't get any news on the follow-up to the Nexus 4, 7, or 10. I can only imagine that's coming at a later point this year. And that's it for all the really big stuff that Google I/O 2013 had in store for me. If there's something you guys really like that I didn't mention in this video, please let me know in the comments. This week's science fact that you might not know is that Anders' Celsius scale was actually created in the reverse order of what we know today. It was a 0 for the boiling point and 100 for the freezing point. It wasn't changed to 0 to 100 as we know it today until after he died. And that's it for all the latest STEM-related news stories, I guess Google I/O-related news stories for this week. My name is John Vincible, and if you liked it, please like and subscribe. Otherwise, I will see you guys next Friday for another episode of STEM Wire.